Hey, you guys. Good morning. Give me 90 seconds as I figure some stuff out on my end. How did I do this last time? Not this way. Fuck. Live. Okay. This is not working as I hoped. Okay. All right. Well, that is what it is. All right. Okay. Good morning. All right. So today, this is very interesting. So today we're listening to Hoshizora no Memoria, Wish Upon a Shooting Star, which is a visual novel. Looks like the game is after a mother passes away, Kogosaka Yu and her younger sister Chinami pack up and move out of the city back to their hometown of Hibarigasaki to live with their aunt Shino before making the move to the city. You spend almost every single day after school playing with a girl up at the town observation lookout. She was Yu's first true friend, and when she learns of Yu's upcoming relocation to the city, she becomes very upset, so much so that she makes him promise to her that one day he must return to Hibarigasaki to marry her. And with the final departure, she kisses Yu on the forehead. Years later, upon returning to Hibarigasaki, you come across a now abandoned, fenced-off observatory lookout. It is at this lookout where he encounters a mysterious scythe-wielding girl named Mare, who looks strangely like his childhood friend from years past. But as Yu's life back in his hometown progresses, he's able to make new friends both in the astronomy club at school and while working at a local restaurant, all while still attempting to seek out his childhood friend. Intrigued, he continues to visit with this mysterious girl at the lookout, but who is she really? And will he ever be able to find his childhood friend and make good on his promise? So, we're listening to, give or take, 30 songs from this particular visual novel. Thank you to Resolute Dreamer over on Patreon for making this possible. I'm always curious and intrigued and, eager to see what things sound like. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do these 30 tracks. Hopefully you hear me okay. I'm fiddling with some sound settings for something later. So I've had to adjust a bunch of things on my end, but I'm not done yet. So, okay, let's I don't know why that. Okay, so that's not working. Let's get into it. Good morning. And thank you. Good morning pronunciation. You got Hibarigasaki right. Made, it rhymes with bear. Oh, mare. Okay, noted. All right. Let's get into it. So we'll just do these 30 tracks, okay? Dreamer, just we'll just go in order. Unfortunately, we can't do the full thing, but we'll do bits and bops. And I was trying to stream it to Patreon so that it was saved in the event that we needed to... Actually, hold on one second. Let me try one more time. I don't think this is going to work, but I just wanted to see because I was hoping to... I was hoping to have it in case we run into... I had this whole thing figured out, but it looks like it's not going to work the way I wanted it to. Connect with a streaming software. Your stream will appear here. Start. And now it doesn't work. Convenient. Okay, well. It worked the other day. That's annoying. Okay, well, it is what it is. That doesn't work. So much for that. Literally took an hour to set up. Oh well. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? All right. Hoshizora no Memoria, track number 1. This is the HD remastered OP. Oh, you're hearing an echo, I bet. I bet you're hearing an echo. Okay, you should not be hearing an echo now. You know, as an aside, what I find kind of interesting about visual novels is the fact that they tend to run. Now, obviously, this is the opening. I don't know if this is in the game, right? But they tend to run into this, like, the boundary between anime and visual novel is like pretty thin, and so we end up getting this like juxtaposition of hello. You get this juxtaposition of like the anime thing with the with the visual novel thing. Like they're separate, but they're separate entities, but somehow they just work and align with each other. I don't know. It's fun. Okay, let's go to track number 2. This is Prelude, Memoria. Ah. Yeah, I mean, a track like that, it's interesting because it's like I found that was like incredibly simple, right? Like it ends up coming across like a lullaby or a very simple conversation with another person. You know what I mean? Like it's purposefully written in a way that makes it sound sort of like almost as if it's like a small child or a teenager, or like someone coming into themselves and like owning, like, da dee da dee da dee da dee da dee. You know what I mean? There's an elegance in it that's quite nice, but it's also, it's very pared back at the same time, Okay, cool. Let's go to track number 2. This is Hidamari Campus. Samba. Okay. Happy's Happy School Life. Dun, 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 dun. Body, dun, dun, dun. But they're only body down around. Da di da do, ba da di da 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 da. Da da do do, da di da di da do. Ba di. Yeah, actually like that. I mean, that's very simple again. But what I appreciate about that is that we have a bit of movement, especially with that samba style sound, the bossa nova. This sort of I don't know. It's very. like obviously it's like bright sunny days, you know what I mean? Like this is the kind of stuff. I feel like the hotel lobby buffet. Yeah, I mean it does kind of sound like the hotel lobby buffet, like the elevator. but that's not a bad thing per se. You know, it's got an energy in it. I definitely think it's like very obviously relaxed. Like, you know, it's about, since it's called the campus track, so it's called Happy School Life, or in this case, Hidamari Campus. And so the energy in it is, and I think this is interesting, and it speaks to like the broader conversation around like school themes. And obviously school tends to play a big part. I find that a lot of these visual novels are like, you know, coming of age story. I mean, I guess that's why Persona being so popular as it is, because it's like the school trope, which I guess is like fairly popular in this particular kind of media. Hello there. So I think, you know, I think the energy makes sense. Like, right. Like it's funny because I'm not going to say that I'm like necessarily compelled, right? Like I don't feel compelled. However, what I find interesting and what I like is the fact that we have like certain sounds that create like, you know, perspectives or like put us in a place. And that obviously is an emotion state of chillness, of relaxation, but also like because of the rhythm, there's a bit of movement. And so we you know, it's not like lazy, you know, it's not like falling asleep music. You know what I mean? Like there's like a degree of buoyancy in it that really kind of helps move that puppy along. You know what I mean? So it's nice. Okay, this is Nichi Yubi. No, I started Fate's Stay Night. Or PGR, I guess, is a visual Arc Nights. Okay, yeah, the strings over top there are really nice. I mean, yeah, you know, I don't dislike that. Body da da, body da be da dee, body da dee da dee da da. Again, I would say like my biggest thing, even 3 tracks in, well, not minus the OP because the OP doesn't count. There's a bit of like simplicity that I think it's not a bad thing per se, but I think that the simplicity sort of is it's very much background music, you know. And now I say that, and it, don't get me wrong, like I don't think that means it's bad, but I do think that it ends up just being like easy listening. Like it's just stuff that's on, you know what I mean? And when you listen to it, you know, yes, I do feel like it's like, I don't know. I feel like the sun is setting as we're like getting ready for like our walk home. You know what I mean? Like this is very much like, oh, what do you mean? You know, Miyazawa-san, are you, you know, like, oh, you know, I don't know. It's slice of life. Like the energy in it is very like placid, even though it has momentum, which is not to say that that's bad. Actually, the momentum in it is kind of nice, and the melody's very simple. This is very, very nice. You know, ba-dee-da, ba-dee-da. Hey, Redcar, what's up, buddy? So there's a chill energy in this, which I think, you know, it's inobtrusive, which I don't think is a bad thing. But it works. You know what I mean? The music can't be too in your face because visual novels are literally books. Exactly. And no, totally. 1,000,000%. And that's why I say what I'm saying. Like I want to like talk about it and like share my like what I'm like feeling and what I'm vibing with as I'm listening to it. It's not, nothing I'm saying is like, you know, I'm not like critiquing it per se, but yeah, I mean, it's very gentle. You know what I mean? Let's keep, actually, I think there's a loop there. I'll keep listening. I like that. And the twinkling there is kind of nice, actually. That's nice. Dum 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 da dum da dum da dum dum da dum 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 da dum. Hi, Yoshi. Thank you. That's nice of you to say hello. Appreciate it. Oh, Umbra. Thank you. You're on a 1-month streak. Oh, my goodness. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for giving me the Prime sub. Appreciate it. All right. Next up is Chinami-ism. Chinami-ism. I like, you know, harpsichord is so like undervalued and underappreciated. If I'm honest with you, any track that has harpsichord, I automatically like it because how do I explain this? Harpsichord is such a vibrant instrument that we really only hear in very specific circumstances. Harpsichord these days can be very funny, very like playful, but actually it's always been kind of a funny instrument, isn't it? Because I mean, we use it to accompany. The instant I heard it, I knew the pro harpsichord soapbox was coming. You know, you're around way too much, right, Gar? That's how you know. That's how you know. You know my thought processes. But yeah, no, I love harpsichord because it can have whimsy. It can be playful. But it can also, like, you know, be deeply foreboding and unnerving. It's kind of scary. And in this case, that's very playful and silly, of course, right? Right, like. And you get a little bit of the flutes in the background there. It feels very quirky. And it's nice because the flute is like basically they're just kind of accompanying each other. Boom, right. That's ba 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 ba. Shabada ba bi da di da do da ba bi ba 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 ba. Oh, damn! I thought we were going somewhere there. Again, playful energy throughout that whole thing. Just the mood is right there. Okay, this is tempo up. What the fuck? Bro. Okay. I mean, definitely, like, okay. It's not just similar to the harpsichord piece, but this one's much more, like, obviously gamified. So, it's got a little bit of that funky, like, 90s sound. Who knows why? I mean, I guess someone who read the visual novel. I think that noise, it's interesting how, like, in some ways, the stress actually elevated because of that. It's almost like it's like a different circumstance, or like we're on like a moped or something riding around the streets. I don't know. I keep thinking like a downhill slope where you're like going too fast and about to crash into things. You're like, oh, watch out. Like, I don't know. All right. This is, unidentified flying object. Okay. So same style. Same style. So it's very quirky, obviously. Okay. Okay. That's cool. Hey Wildfire, what's up? You're on a 3-stream streak. Did you see you were the featured commenter on my short the other yesterday? Did you see that? Yeah, again, but this one too, it's like it's silly. It's playful, it's quirky, it's gentle. Like it has like it's fun. It's a fun energy, but none of this stuff is like really. Again, obviously it's playing in the background. It's like elevating a scenario, but none of it's really like stealing focus. And I think that's why it's kind of repetitive. Not a negative, but I find it kind of funny how it kind of just repeats itself. I actually thought that the different, like flowing through the different instruments was kind of fun because we kept the pattern the same, and then we just add certain layerings and stuff, and it's very. I actually quite enjoy that. And these 3 tracks are like the same kind of overarching idea, but slightly different with their instrumentation choices, right? Okay, so this is Minamo no Tsuki. Oh, sorry, dude. See, I actually quite like this. Sorry, Wildfire. My bad. My bad. Why did I jump from track 14 to 18? Well, because we're listening to selections from. We're not listening to the whole thing. So I actually quite like this. What I find really beautiful about this, actually, through its simplicity, right? The concepts that we've already been talking about, by pulling back on a lot of the stuff, like by pulling back on a lot of the noise that we would otherwise get, and just focusing on basically the simplicity and focusing in on like the core of each of these pieces. What I actually really enjoy about this is the sadness, and this is unrest, you know, this is this feeling of like, wait, what do you mean? You know, it's like it's discovering a reality, you know, and based on what we read, maybe this is the track that plays at the observatory when you needs to leave, right? Or Yue or whatever his name is, like, oh, like, hey, we're moving, you know, wait, but we just became so close. What do you mean you're moving? What? There's this kind of it's like, what? The air coming out, getting out of your chest, and this feeling of like catching yourself, like, wait, what do you mean? You know, I find this to be quite beautiful, and you get that with anxiety comes from the piano, but then also you get the strings is the pain, which is really, I mean, that's actually pretty, really pretty. I mean, the piano is constantly repeating itself too. Yeah, I actually really like that. I think this is my favorite track so far. A lot of angst in that, a lot of pain. I think the repeated ostinato that actually really stood out to me the most. But the strings, it has that like quality, like, oh my gosh, this hurts. You know what I mean? It's really pretty. Miyoi Hoshi. This is also Betrayal. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, thank you. So that's track number 19. Delusion Star. I'm also trying to look for the tracks that you, Dreamer, that you wanted me to listen to as well. I'm assuming they're going to come up and I'll see them, but like Delusion Star, because they're not the ones that you asked me for are not track numbered. So I'm paying attention to see which ones are which, so obviously it'll be all right. But I really like this track. I think this is definitely the most complex one I've heard so far, you know? See, like, it's so random. It's beautiful. I love the really like the bass emphasis that pops up with the bass sound. But also, there's a lot of unrest in it that really just. There's a lot of questions being asked. You know, it's really like, but there's also like a commitment, like a resolution, or like a choice made. I really like that song. I think like that song was the most like standalone song where I felt like it had a real like it had like real body to it, and I felt like it didn't need any context or like any sort of like extra oomph to it. I love the pain. And then also too, it was interesting because the piano would go off and kind of, we heard it a lot near the end too, and the upper register was kind of just doing its own thing. A lot of like emotional flexibility in that piece and like telling a story of it was kind of like not anger, but more so like, okay, fine. You know what I mean? I'll do it. Whatever. Like being despondent, or being like just kind of fine, and just, I don't need you, you know, like just sort of obstinate and choosing to commit to something anyway. Pretty, really pretty. Horrible Sight. Track 20. Oh no. All right. Well, track 10. But track 20 in the other playlist. Okay. Okay. It repeats, nice. Shut up, Oh man, you know, I gotta be honest. I want just like the tiniest bit of extra melody, because when it goes, like Like that part's so nice. Otherwise, like it's interesting. It's kind of difficult to parse out sometimes because of the background nature of the tracks. It's a little bit challenging to figure out how to like extrapolate like thoughts and feelings about it, because especially in a case like this, like I think it does a good job of setting like a mood of, I don't know, determination. But I wish that some of these tracks had like more of a direction. They're very much, and we've already talked about this, so it's not like a big deal, right? But like it's very much like a soundscape versus like individual songs, which is interesting regardless to hear it in even out of context. It's interesting to hear the sort of like, okay, well, what's the sound that we should put in here? Okay, and then it has this, and then it doesn't really, the only part that I have a problem with is that they don't necessarily expand, which is why I think I like the last track so much, because it actually felt like it had like this really beautiful direction to it. I mean, it's not a bad song, and none of them are composed poorly. It's just that they kind of are repetitive. You know what I mean? But they still have like a nice flair to them, I guess. All right, Yushu no Yami. Yushu no Yami, which is Dark Melancholy. Huh? Dum 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 ding. Bum bum. Sounds like echolocation. Like looking for something, you know? Bum bum bum. That's pretty. Yeah, right. That makes total sense too. Feels like in this song, it feels like we're lost. No. Why would I play Deep Woken? I've never played a Roblox game. This too definitely gives a sound of a sound of like essentially like flailing, falling into the, falling through the sky, falling through the air. No, I'm not interested in playing Deep Woken. Sorry, there's too many other games. And it feels like we're like suspended in midair, like kind of cascading, like this image of like space. I mean, like it feels like everything we've known or thought we knew has sort of evaporated around us and ended. So I suppose, the stars and stuff. Well, good point. It's about the astronomy club, like, or maybe it's really even that. It's like, look at all the stars. Look at the brilliance of the earth. Look at the brilliance of the space of the world. You know, sorry, my brain's not really braining. I'm trying. Koimizu, which is this is track number 22. Tears of Love. Lots of unison movement there. Everything's moving together. Ooh. Hey, what's up, Gremlin? How are you? I really thought this piece was really beautiful as well. Again, simple, right? The simplicity in this is actually the thing that's starting to stick out as the most important part of it, because there's not a lot of, like, especially in this case, almost all of this minus the like twinkling stars. The majority of this was doubled, you know, supported by other instruments coming together and playing the same thing over and over and over. And so what you end up getting is like, you know, it's a moment of like holding hands and looking at each other and being like, I don't know, I keep thinking about the idea of like this person leaving and this girl being like, well, you know, how could you do this to me? You know what I mean? Or really, like, there's a sadness in this, like a sort of lilt of melancholy, well, like Gremlin said, which is really, I think, I actually am kind of starting to be drawn to the simplicity of it very much. Onaji hoshi no ni umarete, which is born under the same star. Da-dee-da-dee-da. Pretty. Ba-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Cool. So you just take the melody and expand on it. Da-da-dee-da-dee-da. Yeah, I really like the doubling there because wow. I actually really like this. Da dee da dee da dee da. Wow. Yeah, I actually really like that. There's again, the sound there, ba dee da dee da dee da, ba dee da dee da dee da. It's actually almost religious, which is pretty interesting. You know what I mean? Like there's almost a quality in it of like radiance or looking at someone and seeing like a sort of like a holy quality to them, or maybe like the connection that one feels is you know, reverence and revered and to me, this track was all about bonding. And musically, I just think, again, I think the tracks that I necessarily like lean towards are tracks that are more musically inclined. You know what I mean? Tracks that are more melodically inclined. And a lot of these tracks have been nice, but they haven't necessarily grabbed me because they haven't had any of the melodic pull. But this one definitely did. I really enjoyed how simple this was. Okay, this is Mysterious Dream. Da 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 dee. I like that motif too. Da da dee da dee. That's not Silly Gremlin. A little bit of tension in the strings there, slight dissonance. And then that too. Dee da dee da. Hello. Do, dee, do, da, do, dee, do, da. Da, dee, da, dee, da, dee, da, dee, da. There's a distance in this sound, which is really, I think, lovely. Most of the other songs are. This adds to the idea that the song is mysterious because the title itself is in another language. And notice too how the arpeggiation is actually going up in this case. Da da da, and then it goes down. It's as if coming together. No, I haven't listened to anything from the Chainsaw Man. No. Yeah, I thought that was really pretty, actually. Really lovely. Okay. Next track is... Mafuyu no Hotaru. Mafuyu no Hotaru. This is track number... Huh? What? Track number 1? Uh-oh. Midwinter Firefly? Is that the track? Mafuyu no Hotaru. Yeah, it must be disc 2. Midwinter Firefly. This is a longing. That one too. That was another instance of, like, you know, sitting in a pool of, hey Vader, sitting in a pool of sadness and sitting in a pool of, you know, reflecting on, like, purpose and meaning and value and what it's all for, and you know, also like reflecting on the past, like all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Something you'd listen to alone while watching the snowfall. I you know, great descriptors. Your descriptors are better than me. All right, Yume is one of the tracks we're analyzing, so we'll stop and start probably 3 times in this. Daydream or Yume actually. Okay, so I think given the title, there's 2 thoughts I have right off the bat. So when we have this piano, so what we're doing is we're ba ba be ba ba ba, right? So we're playing a chord each time. So ba ba be ba, every other note we're playing this chord, but the reality is there is a sound of isolation, and the piano does a great job of delivering that, because in this composition there's a substantive amount of gaps between when the notes are played. So there's a pretty significant amount of like feeling like you're left in between those cracks. No worries on your lyric, and this is emptiness, this is loneliness, this is isolation. You know, the gaps within the piano playing, there's a little bit of air in each note that's being played, where there's essentially like a feeling of emptiness, right? And so it's not so filled that everything has not everything has depth to it. It's very sparse. It's very like in a giant room alone, right? Like the sound is very echoey and there's a lot of space, which but again, it doesn't really go anywhere, and so we sit in an emotional place. And the upper register. Oh. So we switch to the ostinato arpeggiation there. Do da dee da dee da do da dee da dee da 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 do da 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 do da. And I think really there's in this case, because the strings kick in and there's we expand. This is when there's like there's a doubling down of emotion. There's a doubling down, obviously, right? Like this is obvious. There's a doubling down of feeling like fine, or whatever, or a doubling down on you told me this, and instead this is happening. So like there's almost like a subtle betrayal that occurs under that, where it feels like there's no togetherness. And so it's almost like the tears start to roll down the eyes, and there's this, this inevitable like feeling of slipping through fingers. Because when the ostinato kicks in, it's interesting because as we pick up with tempo and with filling out the musical space, there's actually more stuff happening, even though I actually think that emotionally there's less stuff happening. Where now it's almost like falling to our knees and saying like, well, I don't get this. Like this isn't how this was supposed to go. This wasn't supposed to be the situation. I just can't believe this. Like it's almost like there was more room in the space in the first half of this to ask questions, whereas in the second half, this is all emotion, which therefore is devoid of any sort of like emotional processing, right? It's just emotion, Whereas before it was sort of like contemplation, thinking, I don't know how I feel. But then this part's like, what? You know, it's pretty. Especially like lots of movement there. Hey Andy, what's up? All right, let's pop over to Matsurawanu Shouju, which is translated to undeferential girl. Oh, that's pretty. Nice. I almost played some of that yesterday, Andy, actually. See, this is a switch. An emotional switch happens here. I think in this case, there's a sound of like, I don't need you, I don't need this shit, you know, like it's kind of angry, but it's really more like it's a song of doing. Okay, this is Akitsuiri. This is track 6, which is A Rainy Season in Autumn. A lot of melancholy in this soundtrack, mind you. A lot of sadness. You hear it right away, you know. This one feels a little bit more... Nah, it's still pretty bleak, you know? I find there's a bit of a sigh in it. Oh, that's nice. Really nice subtle choir in the back too. Yeah, that's very pretty. Nice suspension there. I really like that. I like the energy in this because it's sad, but it's still it doesn't it almost doesn't want to feel pressed down and suppressed by that sadness. So it's almost like, you know, no, I need to make better decisions. I can't keep doing this. You know what I mean? Like this isn't good. This isn't right. This isn't healthy. Whatever. You know what I mean? Thank you, Marina. Appreciate you. Chisaku mo Tsuyoki Kokoro. A small and mighty heart. You lurk, you lurk. I like how this has organ dominance here. Feels kind of religious again. Wait, are you hearing? What the fuck is that noise? What the fuck? Why was the Final Fantasy? What the fuck? Okay, so weird. Let me rewind a little bit. Yeah, so this particular sound gives this the sound there feels almost like, again, this concept of like looking up at the stars or floating in the sky or you know, contemplating existence, and it's interesting because we have this like sort of jazz organ, piano organ, like this particular sound that I can't remember the name of the instrument. Well, it's on a keyboard anyway, but like this sound. Because of the echo and stuff, it feels reflective on a past. It also feels like it's there's a lot of the tracks that we listen to in this particular game, a visual novel, lend themselves towards reflection and introspection and conversation around purpose. And it seems to me like this is very frequent in this, where every track kind of starts kind of slowly and contemplatively, and in this particular case, I feel like it's like writing in a journal, or like thinking about, I don't know, like things that have changed, or growth, or like what it means to be an adult, or you know, there's a certain sort of melancholic reflection in that, which I think really is quite evocative. But again, there's a stillness within this where there's not a lot of momentum in the rhythm, so we don't really get the sense that like it's more of it's a piece of music because there's no rhythm, really. I mean, there's rhythm, but there's no, like, the tempo is pretty slow. It's a track of standing still. Yeah, you can listen. like wishing for things to be different, you know? It's almost religious too. You know, like if actually, you know, the more I listen to it, I mean, it's very repetitive. But the one thing that I would say is it feels like we're in a church and we're like processing like purpose and existence and like choices and trying to come up with better solutions or how to navigate through our life and you know, put the pieces of the puzzle together. Obviously it's all generic kind of commentary, but I do think that the sound really gives way to like a lot of this is like tends to be like a deep sigh, which I think is really interesting. A lot of this ends up feeling like it's very, very much about navigating a new world and starting over, and there is this liturgical quality in that, which is really interesting. Nice. Yeah. And so there it's kind of like, you know, I imagine it's for the sake of argument, we are sitting in a church pew, and in this moment we say, you know what, and we stand up, and that's when the music shifts and we say, I have to do this. You know, I have to make a change. I have to commit to myself. I have to lock it in, you know, and we stand up and we say, okay, and we go and walk away, you know. Especially here at the end, because there's no reason to do this at the very end, but it like fills out in such a way. Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. Futari no Mirai. So I love you can have the sustained strings are really interesting because they act as this sort of like support system for the piano. And that's a really interesting melodic phrase. It kind of repeats itself. It's very pretty. Okay. It's interesting. Oh wait, actually, hold on. Yeah, so I'm trying to wrap my brain around the emotional context of this, but also, what I find kind of interesting is the bright sound. I think really is emblematic of like cajoling someone. You know, like, hey, come on, let's go, come on, come on. You know what I mean? There's a sense of like, no, come on, like let's get your stuff, like come on, let's go. Like there's a brightness in it, as if to say like, oh man, don't worry about all that stuff, who cares? You know what I mean? There's a reassurance in the sound, which is really interesting because of where it sits in the chords. The piece lends itself to this like brightness. It doesn't feel like doing so much as it feels like reflecting on like the beauty of things, or like, you know, the like smelling the air and being in the park and thinking about like, you know, oh man, I remember when we did that, like reminiscing, but in a positive way, you know. It's like cheering someone up, you know. Yeah, sure, Grandma, totally. It's cool because here we use this sort of like, I don't even know what you would call it, like the synth sound to double down on the ideas that are mentioned earlier. So ba bi ba ba bi ba ba da dee da. Again, same thing as a lot of these tracks. They don't necessarily go anywhere, although this has some nice like filling out that I think is really cool because it just builds a little bit of texture. And what I like about this is in this moment, by choosing to shift the instrument, we actually end up kind of going higher. And so it's also richer because it feels like it's like a full chord. And so what ends up happening there is that there's a recommitment or a re-emphasis on the emotional stakes, right? And then we circle back. Da dee da da dee da 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 ya da da. Da dee da dee da ya da. And then here it ends, and there's a super like resolute commitment to seeing something through, right? Now, something, I don't know what that something is, but as we repeat, the website link about a future together. More intimate translation would be the future that you and I will share. Yeah, well, exactly. Again, there's a commitment and an honor in that sound, you know, of like, no, we're going to do this. Like, I feel like that was literally just what I was about to say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, through that, it's really like grabbing someone and saying, "Hey, we got this." You know what I mean? At the end of the day. All right, 21. Hoshizora ni Chikao. This is track number 9, which is Oath to the Starry Sky. There's so much tenderness in this track. Would I be interested in a psychological indie game on Steam? I mean, yeah, I'm not opposed to it. Have I ever heard? No, I have not. I like the choice of piano here is really beautiful because there's like a commitment to there's a softness in it, which is really lovely. Sorry, we can't do links, but 21 is the game. That's okay. I think, I think the doubling of the instruments and having the strings and the like, like that sound is really, really resolute, and it's also beautiful. Like it's just there's a richness in that I think is really lovely, and it does feel heavy. It's true. There is this sense of like, man, I really believe that we can do this. I really believe that we can see this through. Which is quite lovely, actually. I really enjoyed that little piece. Oh, I didn't realize that person was self-promoting. Yeah, no, we're not. Sorry, no. I mean, I love blackjack, but no, we're not doing that here. Okay. Mayonaka no Tenbudai. An observatory at midnight. Da, da, dee, da. Da, da. Hey, Rome. Such a fun, beautiful stillness. Da, da, dee, da. So we have chord, space, chord, space, a nice addition of the piano. It's like seeing shooting stars, And it's interesting how the chords actually are the tether to that, while around it we have this sort of movement. But in general, again, that sound is really looking up. I mean, it's called the observatory, right? So you're looking up at the night sky, you're seeing the stars, you're seeing the comets fly by, you're seeing the shooting stars, and you're like, a lot of these songs have actually been about sighing and about resting, which is interesting. Okay, so this is Miko Mai. Miko Mai, track number 16. Ceremonial Dance of the Shrine Maiden. I've not played this game. This is a visual novel. have noticed that the majority of this soundtrack is incredibly slow. It's slow because aside from parts, most of the game is just slice of life. Yeah, I mean, I'd say that's my biggest complaint is that every track is kind of like I want it to get to a crux of something, you know. But that's just me though. Eternal Recurrence. Which is fine. I mean, it's not a big deal, right? But just a thought. Yeah, and this is cool because this feels like, so this track is interesting to me because it feels like we're like stuck in a cycle, and it's stuck in a cycle and it's constantly kind of repeating itself, and we're like, you know, just trying to like, just it's like gosh, like this is it's okay, you know what I mean? I like how bright that is. I thought that was really pretty. Okay, this is Hoshi no Yume. Hoshi no Yume, which is translated to Stellar Dream, Gathering the Stars of Love. And this is the Orgle, which is the Orgle. I don't know what the Orgle means. Okay. Wow, with the marimba? Pretty. I think this really reminds me of like looking upon someone that you used to know, in the case of this Yume, the character, or like reflecting on like a past, and the way that we have a kind of, so the choice of instrumentation causes it to be slightly muted, and it's just warm. The marimba, it's a very warm sound because of how big the marimba is, and so like the thing is, it feels very grounded, but it's also very like rich and earthy. Gosh, I love how low the low sound there is so nice. See, like right there, but see, there's also like a bit of force that goes into it, ba, 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 which is nice. That's very peaceful. Yeah, no, it's very soothing. I love the sound of the marimba here because it's such a, the texture is really rich in it, which is quite nice. And it's very lovely too. Because even there, ba ba da dee da ba da ro, like there's a you almost can like swim in it, which is really, really nice. A lot of the soundtrack has been very high pitched, so to have this be lower is actually quite lovely. Okay, Hoshino Yume arrange. This is with the piano. Oh, the subtle guitar is also really nice. Da dee da dee da. Oh, see, this is so bright. Da, 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 da. That's cute. It's cute. Ba dee da dee da ba da do do do. Da do. Yeah, I like that. It's really warm. Okay. Ooh, this is Hoshizora no Memoria. Where I'll analyze the this is the Orgel version, and I'll listen to the arranged. I'll analyze the arranged version. That's really pretty. Ba-da-da-dee-da. Yeah, it's very if it's in the upper register, but it's very pulled back and very sweet. Yeah, the upper register does definitely give you that feeling. And I think, again, because the upper register tends to be like, because of the brightness of it, there tends to be a sound of, it's weird because the tone is warm, even though it's not necessarily in the lower register. I think Hellborn was talking about Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Oh, Dark Alliance, yeah. In truth, I'm actually more curious to hear the arranged version. I mean, right away you hear way more texture with the oboe being the main thing that starts us off. There's a richer sound even though it's very bright. And then the melody is very like, remember the times we used to have. Remember, again, the whole thing has been super melancholic. But this is like, hey, we had really good times, you know? You get the piano with the chords there, ostinato chords. Do, ti, do, ti, do, ti. And the strings have that nice underlaying, so the strings are like the plate or the bowl, and then the oboe and the piano are kind of like the food. Ah, okay. Strings never stop. Ma-dee-da. And then it doubles. It gets doubled. I can never stream Evangelion, ever. So it's interesting how, okay, so we have that entire musical idea, and then now we start up again, but now there's a little bit of a different emphasis, even though it's going to repeat itself. Now there's more body, there's more of a doubled support. This now is building, and it's kind of like, the whole thing is kind of like a half smile, like a deep reflective nostalgia, and a contemplation of the past, and a desire for the future, and so it's interesting how the oboe is a really interesting choice, because the oboe is very bright and very melancholic in its sound, but it really does a great job of I don't know, putting you in a spot of feeling like okay about how things are. You know what I mean? Oh, it just repeats. Okay. Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, so overall, I mean, keep listening. But one of the things that I'm struck by is that essentially, like, it's a very it's a very long goodbye. It's like one very long thought. Because when you listen to the oboe doesn't ever really pause. It never just stops. It never just lets a melody sort of like exist, or like give it a space, reset. It's not a conversation. It's really, really, really the sustained feeling of like, I have so much to say. And I really can't say any of it, but I can't stop. And it's just like constant chatter. The oboe's a bit of a yapper. In gamer terms, like there's this craving to express everything while you have the chance, but not in an aggressive or agitated way, but in a very thoughtful and slow way. Thinking about like things that were left unsaid, right? Yeah, it's you know it's actually it's again very simple but very beautiful. You know, it's very pretty. Okay, Hoshino Yume, Gathering the Stars of Love. This is the vocal one, I think. This is a Patreon request. I do like the momentum of this right away. Oh, cool. That's pretty. I really like her vocals. Nice harmony. Really like the percussion in here. Oh, is it really? Oh, wow. I love the energy in this. I also love how the piano is doing a lot of support in here too. Her voice is so clean. It's so the whole thing is very vibrant and light. You really get the sense of like everything's gonna be okay. It's all right. Everything's gonna be fine. You know. Nice pullback here at the end. That's beautiful. nice stretch there. Honestly, it might be my favorite track. I just love the vocals. I love how rich it was. There was a real sense of like, oh man, what a life we've gotten to live. Like, this is gorgeous. We're so lucky that this is where we've gotten to be, and we've been here together. You know, there's like a natural vibrancy in that that's really satisfying. Okay, and this is Hoshizora no Memoria. Another version of it. Okay, so we slow down. Oh wow. I love how dialed back that vocal is. Super dial back, really, really personal. Nice harmony too, wow. It feels very much like a song of like trying to process or discover like the reality of a situation, and also just being like, well, what can we do? You know, we can't do anything, so I guess, yeah. I really like that. That's very pretty. Hey, Sabine. Okay. And I think one of the more beautiful things about this particular song is the fact that it's like if the whole story is like related to the stars, and it feels like you're like two people under the same stars, and reflecting on that and being grateful for that and being excited for that possibility, right? And so throughout the whole thing, a lot of it's been melancholic and contemplative. And there was an elegance throughout the entire soundtrack that I thought was quite lovely. It has a lot of soul and a lot of spirit and a lot of like it wants you to contemplate and to process and to like feel and feel genuinely the different emotions that are on the screen, but also connect you to like the idea of like the bigger picture of the world out there, and like what happens when times change and people change and movement happens and you leave and then you come back, and like what's that like. So I thought it was very lovely, and thank you, Resolute Dreamer, for suggesting it. I really appreciate it. Whether or not something is my cup of tea, it doesn't really matter. Obviously I share my opinion about it, but ultimately what matters is that we're listening to stuff that we may never hear before or ever hear again, and having a moment with it. So overall, like, I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and certainly it's not the last visual novel that we'll be listening to, since next month we'll be listening to what's the one? The Witch from The Witch on the Holy Night. So this is, definitely in a little bit of a visual novel arc right now, which is quite fun. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming and hang out. And I will talk to all of you very soon. So thanks for being here, and I will see you later. Thank you again to Resolute Dreamer for suggesting this, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.